Welcome to Shergroup TV. Whether we like it or not, we live in an increasingly violent world where lawbreakers think nothing of using threats of violence with knives and even guns in order to prevent repossessions or other High Court enforcement. Who can you rely on to get your money or property back? Let's find out from Claire Sandbrook, CEO of Shergroup Security.
I get the sense from having met some of the people in the company that nothing scares you. You're not afraid of taking on challenges.
Apparently.
What's the most bizarre challenges recently that you've had that have been success stories?
I think one of the things, although I'm less intimidated by it now because I live in the States, but there's a growth in the use of or prevalence of firearms in some of the sites that we have to repossess. And firearms, you know, there's a whole health and safety piece there to be done, risk assessment, method statement in how we go about tackling a site where usually intel from the police has alerted us to the fact there are firearms on site. So a couple of weeks ago we did a large traveller site in South London where we were notified that the travellers, there was a possibility of firearms and other weapons on site. And you're asking, you know, men and women to go in and repossess that site, and knowing, although they have tremendous support from the police, that it could become violent. And that, I think, a knife I'm almost less worried about than a gun. I think it's because as Brits we're not really, we're not trained to really think about guns too much. Although that's changing, but that's a scary situation. But if the court says that you must have possession back of that site, then I don't think any of us should be above the law and should intimidate the authorities that you're not having it back. So if I have a court order that says that's where we're going to have repossession, then by hook or by crook, that's what's going to happen.
In some sense, are you freer to act than, say, the police, who have certain boundaries and rules and regulations they have to abide by?
Sadly, I think we are. We did a site, we repossessed St Paul's from the Occupy movement back in 2012, and we had 60 enforcement agents on site at midnight outside St Paul's and 400 Metropolitan Police. And we were the only people that were tackling the protesters physically and removing them. And we do have the power to pick people up and take them. The police have to be so careful in terms of how they handle the public that, you know, it's that's where they've ended up as an agency. And I think they're quite relieved when we turn up because we don't have those same constraints. That's not to say it wouldn't change. But we've never had any kind of serious injury. We've never had, God forbid, a fatality. So, you know, we take extreme measures to make sure the safety of everybody that we come in contact with. And it has worked for us. And it's meant that these difficult sites, we can repossess them and give them back to the rightful owner as per the court's order.
To find out more about how Shergroup's fearless attitude in dealing with High Court enforcement in the most dangerous circumstances can make a real difference to your business, simply subscribe to our LinkedIn group, where you can get all our videos and podcasts with tips and strategies for improving your business debt collection. That's all for this week. Bye for now.